This is Chris Gilliland again with Screw Conveyor Parts, and today we're talking about hanger bearings. First thing I'm going to talk about today are different styles of hangers. So here on both sides of me I have two different styles of hangers, which also correspond to two different styles of hanger bearings. So this style is called a 226 hanger, and it uses a 220 or 226 hanger bearing, which will be the round hanger bearing shown here. There's also other variations of this hanger, like a 220 style, and even expansion like a 320 or a 326, but they all use the same hanger bearing. Over here I have a 216 style hanger, and it has a similar top bar, but it uses a U-shaped hanger bearing like the one shown here. There's also variations of this, a 220 that has a flat bar, and then 320 and 326. The 3 and the 320 and 326 designate an expansion type hanger, which is the type of hanger you would use when you have high temperature and you need to allow for the linear expansion of the screw and trough. So we have different styles of hanger bearings here. I mentioned here this is a 216 style hanger bearing. You can see it actually would sit upside down like that. It has a flat top, round bottom. And then our other style is a 220 or 226 style hanger bearing, which is going to be completely round. One of the advantages of this style of hanger bearing is as the bottom wears over time, you can actually rotate it, and so you double the life of the hanger bearing. The 226 or 220 style hanger bearing are the most common, and that's what you're going to see in most applications. One of the big advantages of this 216 style hanger is with the U-shaped horseshoe shape is that this is much stiffer and stronger than a 226 style when it has a single bar. It's possible over time that these bars can separate if you have a really heavy screw or really high loading. But again, the most popular is the 226 style hanger, but we do use 216 quite a bit, especially in large heavy screws. There's a variety of materials of construction for hanger bearings. These are plain friction bearings, so they are going to wear over time. And each material typically has an application that it's ideal for. But it is also hard to know how each application and each material being conveyed will work with each hanger bearing. And so typically we start off with a best practice hanger bearing, but it's not unusual over time if you're seeing abnormal wear that you're not happy with to change or upgrade to a different style of hanger bearing or a different material construction. So some of the materials we have here, we'll start with wood. Wood's the most popular. This is literally made of wood, a hardwood material. It's machined out. They have these pins. The pins are to keep the bearing from rotating inside of here, so it catches this little gap, and also the gap on the other side to keep the bearing from rotating. These are probably the most popular. One of the big advantages is they're very economical. They're also, another advantage is that they can handle high speeds. So in applications like grain, where you have high speed conveyors that are running several hundred RPM, these are really ideal and do a great job. Probably the most popular industrial hanger bearing is going to be this, made of ultra high molecular weight polyethylene, or UHMW. This is going to be good for most applications, non-abrasive. It can handle liquid very well because it's made of a plastic polymer. Moving up from there, this material is called Nylotron, which is basically nylon. Nylon's a lot harder and more resilient than UHMW. And so this is going to be good for mildly abrasive materials. It does a great job. A lot of people go from the UHMW. It has similar that this will handle liquid very well. And so these are very popular as well. Another one not shown here is Gatke. Gaki is a very hard material, and it's very good for abrasive materials. One nice thing about Gaki is it doesn't squeal like our next product here. So hard iron, this is literally a cast hard iron material. It works very well for abrasive materials. It can squeal. It does have a port on the top for greasing, so you can help quiet it down a little bit or lubricate it. Typically when you're using a hard iron bearing, you're going to have a hardened coupling shaft. So you have a coupling shaft that's actually hardened on the OD, and that helps the two wear together. Speaking of coupling shafts, so this would be a typical coupling shaft. This is just a mild steel coupling shaft. You've got 2 bolts on each side to engage the screw, and then a gap in between to fit in your hanger or into your hanger bearing, to be more exact. So typically you're going to have a hanger every 10 to 12 feet in most screw conveyors. So 6-inch and 9-inch, it's every 10 feet, and then 12-inch and up, it would be every 12 feet. You can also extend that, so it's not uncommon to lengthen your screw a little bit to try to minimize the number of hangers. But ultimately, if you have a hanger in there, you're going to have a maintenance item, and that's something you're going to have to check as part of your preventative maintenance program. Something you're going to have to replace, and inevitably it will be something you need to maintain and have access to on a regular basis. So I've got a 226 style hanger here, which is going to accommodate one of our 220 style hanger bearings. And as you can see, this fits in here. It'll actually fit inside of here. You have to remove these bolts to allow it to open up, install your bearing. Typically your hanger is not going to be a wear item, but your hanger bearings you will be wearing and replacing on a regular basis. At screwconveyorparts.com, we stock all of these parts. They're available for purchase directly through the website. You can even have next day shipping if you're in a situation where you've had a bearing go down. We have a lot of information on hanger bearings. You can go there and do research. We have good charts on helping you decide which hanger bearing is best for your application. You can also give us a call or email us at any time, and we'll be able to help select the right hanger bearing for your application. Thank you, and have a great day.